And there we go, we're live. I suppose we're going to get raided in a little while. I don't really know how long that will take, but we're going to wait for it. And in the meantime, let me just get the chat on my screen. We got some really, really amazing articles today. I mean, the Lord was generous. It also went viral on Twitter. My God, these TikTok individuals, right? Very peculiar. Very, very peculiar. Hello, Eric. Welcome to the show. I was talking with someone on the other channel. Let me see what name he had. Something with a Z. I forgot his name. But he asked me if I peer reviewed any literature. No. I mean, in order to peer review, you need to either... Okay, so there's like different ways of people peer reviewing. There's either people associated with a science magazine, or there's people who peer review with using their own resources, and it's very expensive to peer review. Like, you need access to the drugs, you need access to the equipment that the scientist used. It's not something that people do early on in life. The peer review process, from what I know, is very corrupt in almost any field. There's a crisis of reproducibility, and there is no way that I can say how to fix it. But before peer reviewing, people were publishing articles based on credibility, so there was corruption there as well. Like, if you knew the editors of a big science magazine, they could publish you. If you knew the name of someone, and again, like when they would publish you like that, there was also no peer review, so there may have been a reproducibility crisis as well. But yeah, like now peer reviewing is almost viewed like a religion. Like, people want, give me a study, but is it a peer review study? It's, I guess, a process in which people try to figure out if something has passed the scientific method. But again, the peer reviewing concept is solid, but the peer reviewing institution, like all institutions that exist, which are made by people, can be prone to corruption. And in this case, I definitely think that the peer reviewing thing is. Right, let's talk about the FBI a little bit. I find it interesting how the FBI is playing the victim card. It's very bizarre. Usually it happens with activist groups. So an activist group is going to do something that upsets a lot of people, and then when they get criticism, they're going to say, well, we're being marginalized and we need help, like taskete, social media. We are being attacked by mean people on the internet. In the case of the FBI, however, they're the fucking FBI. I mean, look, if the FBI can't handle mean people on the internet, then who can? Like, why is it, and this is what I want people to take from this, and have the conversation elsewhere. Why is it that the FBI is crying to me about it? Like, what the fuck can I do? You're the FBI. I should be the one crying to you about it. Like, when I get mean tweets and someone sending me defretismus on the internet, I should be crying to the FBI about it. And they should find the person, right? If they committed a crime. Like, imagine the upside down. Imagine when the authorities that are paid from the people's taxpayer money in order to catch criminals, they're the ones crying to you. Like, what the fuck do you want to do? Like, what? Like, do you want me to trace the guy that's sending you the defretismus? Like, what should I do? If you can't figure out where the block button is, if you can't figure out as the FBI where the report button is in the modern day, like, there is an army of elderly ladies that are working at the trust and safety team, sweating over a hot keyboard in order to ban and censor and terminate the online trolls, okay? And you are disparaging those ladies the moment you do not click that report button. What can you possibly do to help the FBI with this predicament? Shut down the fucking internet if it's so freaking dangerous, right? So, like, I don't know. But like another thing is you got now a lot of politicians which are very upset about the disparaging messages, not on the internet, but from right-wingers, politicians, right? So right-wingers are upset with the FBI. So now you have Democrats being hashtag concerned, sending messages such as these. I have been ashamed, okay? Like, Liz Cheney is ashamed. She walks on the streets feeling shame because members of her party are attacking the integrity of the FBI agents. Okay, now, I understand the sentiment. Very shameful to be a Republican. I get it, right. But where was this shame when people were attacking the police? Wasn't the police under attack a couple of years ago? What did they demoralize? Like, the police as an institution. Okay, like, yes, all cops, yes, all the cops are part of the systemic systemacismus of the racismus of the United States of America that is oppressing the minorities. Where was the shame then? Right? Like, there were officers that didn't do anything, but of course, you're part of the systemic systemacism. You're the cog in the machine. Where was the shame in that? Right? So all of a sudden, is the FBI not part of the cog in the same machine of systemic systemacismus, of the racismus that is oppressing the minoritarismus and the subverting racismus, like that permeates the fabric of society. What is that? All of a sudden, like, for some reason, it's okay to shame the cops, right? I mean, it's like 2 years of shaming the cops, non-stop, just shaming cops. Oh, now, like, people are concerned about the FBI. Oh, I mean, the FBI is fucking sacred. You know, like when Jesus created the earth, they created the man, the woman, and the FBI. I mean, it comes from God. It is a sacred, it is hallowed. Like when you enter the FBI, it's the hallowed halls. Like, this is what I don't understand. It's like the consistency, right? Like the consistency. Like, do we respect and worship the institutions? Yes or no? Are institutions above criticism? Yes or no? That's what I want to know. Like, for some reason, when it comes to the police, it's LOL, the cops, LOL. Cops are bastards, LOL. Defund, take away their money. Take away their wealth. Take away their ability to train people. The cops are evil. They are part of the white supremacy. Right? So cops are bad. Oh, FBI is good. FBI, they wear sunglasses. Mulder and Scully, they're with the X-Files. I mean, like, okay, you know, and what I love is, like, all YouTubers, it's like, I disavow, like, I do not stand for them. It's like, motherfucker, who said that you do? Like, who said that you do? At which point did any person suggest or even imply that you support? Huh? Like, imagine if AOC would do this every single time there's a controversy. Like, for example, the Hasashin. The Hasashin, which went out after the Supreme Court judge, right? Like, he was a left-leaning person, right? Did the AOC say it's like, well, you know, I don't like the Supreme Court for their repealing of Roe v. Wade, but I disavow. She would never do that. Why? Because, like, no one is even accusing her. Like, what the fuck? She's not the Hasashin. Ted Cruz is the Hasashin, according to AOC. Do you remember that? Like, he was the Hasashin. But my point is, right, like, why do people assume, like, YouTubers can't get their subscribers to click on the fucking bell icon? Like, I can't get people to click on my thumbs up and give me super chats. Like, but like, no, for some reason, YouTubers are able to now mastermind and control and send army of people to do online activism. Sure, lady, sure. I smell the Romanian coffee. There is coffee, yes. But as I was mentioning, this is a very, very, very bizarre take. And what I don't understand is, like, look, why are people on the internet not making the connection? Is it like people only live in current year? Like, you do not remember what happened 2 years ago? Like, I thought that America was the permeation of the systemic white supremacy, racismus, sexismus, misogynismus, and the cops. Oh, the cops were there. Okay, I mean, like, who started throwing the first stone? So there is that. Behind that dopey visage is the eyes of the Hasashi. Yeah, AOC was talking about Ted Cruz wanting to assassinate her. I was like, Jesus Christ, you look at Ted Cruz, but do you know what AOC sees? She sees Agent 47. She sees Agent 47 under the guy. Like, I remember she was like, she's afraid to go to work because Ted Cruz was there. Well, I mean, maybe she knew something, like, was aware of some information that she was privy and other people weren't, but I found it a little bit bizarre. Found it a little bit interesting. It's like, oh, really, Ted Cruz? I mean, I don't want to stereotype, but he doesn't seem to be like the person that I mean, look, what I can say is that it would have been a very dedicated person to his craft if he first gets elected as a Republican and then stays undercover for years with the sole purpose of taking out AOC. Like, maybe he's like a Terminator sent back from the future, and he's what do I think? Ludi cheated? I don't watch that shit, man. I do not watch. Like, my wife probably watches. I just... does AOC believe the Zodiac Killer meme? I don't know why she was saying this, but it was like, oh, hold on. I mean, let me just look, just to bring it up. Here we go. Here we go. Look at this. Look at this. Just so you know that I'm not pulling this out of my ass. Like, I am so sick and tired of having to pull articles because what I say is so outlandish. I mean, it sounds like I'm talking nonsense, right? It sounds like I'm saying things that don't take... But no, like, look, AOC, to Ted Cruz. You almost had me murdered. No fact checkers, like fact checkers were asleep. No one debunked her. No one went like, oh, well, there is no evidence. There is no evidence that she's making baseless claims, baseless accusations, lack of evidence. None of that, right? Meanwhile, like what happened today with Trump at his, sorry, not today, 2 days ago, at his manor. Apparently, the FBI was there without his lawyers. Like, his lawyers weren't allowed to look at the search. Witnesses weren't allowed to look at the search. So they searched in his absence. And he raised the question. It's like, okay, but like, if you're doing this in the absence, so you don't have any transparency or anything, isn't it possible that you can plan something? I mean, that was, right? Oh, fact checkers. Oh, no evidence, baseless claim, baseless... Okay, I'm curious though, like, how these publications would feel if a Republican was in charge and their newspapers were being graded and they were told, like, oh no, your lawyers aren't allowed in here. Okay, just let the FBI do the... You need to trust the institutions, the sacrosanct institutions, the name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit, the institution. Yeah. It's just like American politics, man. What can I say? Garland said his lawyers were on site, but Trump said they weren't. So maybe they were on site, but they weren't allowed in. Like who do I believe at this point? I don't know. The fact checkers need to fact check harder, because like Trump is saying that his lawyers weren't in with the FBI. So if they were on site, like maybe they were around, but they weren't allowed to supervise the search. I don't fucking know, but still. V doesn't know about the shooting in Ohio. No, I don't know about the shooting in Ohio. I mean, fuck me. Like, at this point, I just... Do I want to know about it? Probably not. Meanwhile... Look at something else. Hold on. We, just... Open a few links. By the way, Wings of Redemption got banned from Twitch. I actually feel sorry for him. I don't know why people are so happy that he got banned and they're like, bah. Like the thing with Wings of Redemption, and this is just my take, controversial opinion and whatnot. I don't think he's a bad dude. I mean, there are other streamers that are legitimately bad people. right? Like there are streamers that try to ruin the livelihood of others. They're trying to destroy other people. I don't think Wings is that type. I mean, sure, he like people laugh at him and he behaves in a irrational way. There were people trying to help him and he refused the help. But like, I feel bad for him. It is what it is. Look, people don't know about Wings of Redemption. Yeah, I mean, it's like Wings is a lol cow and he abused his friend's goodwill. Motherfucker, name me a person. Name me a fucking person that at one point in their life didn't abuse someone's goodwill. I don't think you're going to find someone like that. And if you think like, oh, well, their lives need to be ruined because in that fateful day they abused their friend's goodwill. Yikes. He scams money. When did he scam money? I don't know. I mean, okay, maybe he did. If he scammed money, then sure. Okay, like that is a different thing. He has weird belief on the age of consent. Holy shit, him and the entire Twitch community, I would say. Like, which person on Twitch doesn't have weird beliefs about the age of consent? We're talking about Twitch streamers, right? Like, have a beer on me? Well, why, thank you, John Ashley Smith. I genuinely will. Sticks, Hex, and Hammer is on Twitch. Yes, I don't know how much he's going to last until they find him. It's kind of like being a Republican in California. Yeah, you keep your head low, and you hope you're not being spotted. But the moment they spot you, yikes. I don't think Arch is on Twitch. Holy shit! I don't think that Arch Warhammer streams on Twitch. Like the most right-wing person that streams on Twitch was Destiny, and he got banned. I think Trump is banned on Twitch. Did you know about that? Like, even though he never had an account, but like they preemptively banned him. He is banned already. Wait. He got banned. Like Sticks, Hex, and Hammer got banned from Twitch. That doesn't fucking surprise me. Doesn't surprise me whatsoever. And you know what's interesting? It's so bad for their fucking community because the debate and having people having a back and forth and not having an echo chamber would actually help their platform get more views. But, whatever. He brought a new Mustang for money that was given for him for surgery. He also tried to dox Keemstar. I see. Still, I don't think he should have his livelihood ruined. I mean, there's people that did far worse. But okay, I mean, it is what it is. What can you do about it? Who cares what people think of Wings? I see. Yeah, we can't have debate. It is to the point. I mean, with Twitch right now, the reason Wings got banned is because he talked about someone else that got banned. That's how it works on Twitch, right? Like, there was this Grandmaster chess player, I think an Asian dude, and he got banned because he discussed about a game which Dr. Disrespect played. And because Dr. Disrespect is banned on Twitch, then what ended up happening was that he got banned for talking about Dr. Disrespect. Now, another interesting situation happened with Lawrence Southern. So Lawrence Southern was really upset that Destiny got banned. So she gets banned, right? And then people can't talk about her because she is banned on Twitch. So what a lot of YouTubers started doing, because like you had people on Twitch that would make comments on YouTube videos, right? So for example, let's say myself, I would have like a very right-wing take, and then you would have some communists on Twitch debunking me, right? So what I can do in order to piss them off is I would start a Twitch account, I would get banned, and then they can't talk about me. So there were a lot of people which went on Twitch and streamed about Lawrence Southern to get banned. And once they were banned, like, people couldn't talk about them because they got banned. I mean, what a fucking great system. What a fucking amazing platform. Holy shit. The person who wrote that letter you read earlier was absolutely ridiculous. I don't think they were ridiculous. I mean, look. they had a point that the lady, Nancy Pelosi, right? She misspoke. Okay, yeah. And he wanted me to clarify the issue. I'm not going to apologize. Like, what the fuck would I apologize for? Like, I didn't make a mistake. I didn't, and by the way, I didn't do it, like, on purpose. Like, I didn't know that she misspoke, and then I tried to frame it in a way to trick people into saying, ah, ha, ha, look how dumb she is. No, like, she literally said that China is one of the freest nations in the world. If she says this, word for word, okay? How the fuck is it my fault? I'm reporting on that. I'm not the one that said that. I'm not the one that wrote her speech. Oh, Dios mío. Now, of course, clarifying the situation and adding context, yeah, okay. I'm telling you this, like, the mainstream media would never do that. I don't know if she was drunk or whatever, but it's so fucking weird, right? Because, like, people say, well, she can't say Taiwan, so she had to say China. And I'm thinking, like, okay, but, like, the person that's her spokesperson issued the correction, and they said that she was talking about Taiwan. So at that point, why wouldn't she just talk about Taiwan? Like, whatever. You know, I don't understand America's policy with China. It's very bizarre. In my opinion, you have two options, okay? Like, either you don't care, and then you shut the fuck up, or you care, and you take a strong stance. Like, there is no in-between. Okay, there is no middle ground. Also, while we're on the subject of this Tavistock clinic, okay, the reason it got shut down wasn't just because it was giving puberty blockers to children. The reason it got shut down, like the NHS got a damning report on it, to the point where you even had whistleblowers coming out. And listen to this, okay? Listen to this. Girls who do not... this is from the Sunday Times, okay? I'm not reading from a conspiracy website. The Sunday Times, from Dr. David. Girls who do not like pink ribbons or playing with dolls are being treated as transgender at the NHS Tavistock clinic, according to a whistleblower. So I just want to know how we have arrived back to where we left. Okay, so where did we leave? We left at the point where if a boy plays with dollies, he must be gay. Like that was how I grew up. Okay, like that was the mental deficiency of the culture when I was growing up. It's like, if you're a boy, you know, you're not supposed to have long hair. You're not supposed to play with dollies. You're not supposed to do this and that, okay? Like, if you're a boy, you need to be in this box, and this is how you need to behave, right? So that is, like, how people were like, okay, but like, that's not reality, is it, right? Like, you have certain people, which, even though they're boys, they might play with dolls, but at the end of the day, that's fine. You know, it's just their preference. Am I wrong? Like, if you have a girl, and she likes sports, and she likes doing physical activities, plays basketball, drinks beer with the guys, curses, right? She's not ladylike. That doesn't make her less of a girl. It makes her a tomboy. Right? I mean, it's just like a different way of behavior. But that doesn't mean that she herself doesn't think that she's a woman, right? It just means that she's got certain traits that are more found in boys. But, like, again, most people understood that, and they were like, okay, well, maybe we should stop chastising people who do not behave the exact framework that we think people should behave. Like, okay, well, this girl, you know, she clearly shouldn't go out and practice sports and do mountain hiking, because girls don't do that. But now it's like, oh, well, if she does that, then she must be transgender. Fucking hell. It's kind of like, there was this famous film, Captain America. Captain America and Bucky. So, they were friends, right? I mean, the Winter Soldier, right? Like, Bucky and Captain, they were friends. And they had a not even a bromance. Like, they had like a normal, friendly relationship. Twitter concluded they must be gay. I'm not kidding. Like, there was the hashtag make Captain America gay. Why? Because Bucky I mean, how can a man and another man have things in common and interact with each other without being homosexual? That's what Twitter, in their infinite fucking wisdom, decided, right? So we're now back at the point. Like, when I was a kid, again, in high school, if you had a guy friend and you spent a lot of time with him, like you were sitting in the same bench, you were talking to him all the time, right? Ah, they must be gay, right? That was like, again, back in my day, in the infinite wisdom of the people around me. And now it's literally the same shit. I guess the therefore is different, right? Like back then, they must be gay, let's make fun of them. Now it's like, they must be transgender, let's give them the treatment. Like, it is tiring, isn't it? It's like, oh my fucking god, like people can actually be outside the box and be complex, you know, like individuals can be complex. Like you can be a man and you can like knitting without actually being a woman, right? Like there are men, very good men that like to knit. Who the fuck cares? That doesn't take away their masculinity. Oh my god, he's knitting. Holy shit. Well, maybe he's relaxing because he sees a lot of shit at work. Being an ambulance chaser as a reporter or whatever. But it is absolutely fascinating to see how the culture remains the same. The more it changes, the more it remains the same. She went there to start a word. That's it. I forgot like who you're talking about. Guys cannot love each other platonically. It is so tiring, man. Like it's so fucking annoying. Like every single time you see now in a TV show, I shit you not, the Winchesters, chat. The freaking Winchesters, okay? Twitter made the Winchesters gay. Like, they are a family, that they're brothers. Hey, you guys watch Supernatural? Okay. Tumblr and then Twitter shipped the Winchesters. Like, wouldn't it be cool if they confessed their feelings for each other? I'm like, no, it would not be cool. It would be incestuous. Yeah, but like, what does it matter? They can't produce offsprings anyway. You're normalizing the fucking behavior. Like, what is wrong with you? It's just, God. Platonic love was written about. When will I get to vabbing? When I feel like it. Unglus to one. When I feel like it. Tumblr is cancer. Tumblr is gone, man. Like, all the dredges of Tumblr, they sought refuge on Reddit. And the little extra overflow went on Twitter. Like, I gotta tell you something, you know? Because I actually know things behind the scenes. There were a lot of furry artists that were drawing fur cub porn, I think it was. Yeah, and diaper fetishes and lolly and all that shit. So they go to Twitter, right? And they go to Twitter and they start posting their art there because like Tumblr went under, so they weren't able to use Tumblr anymore. So they go to Twitter and they post their art and it bothers the blue check marks. You know, like the prestigious New York Times journalists and the people from CNN and all the other blue check marks are all now inundated with shit on their timeline with diaper fetish and whatnot. So they start crying to the Twitter Trust and Safety Council, and that's when Twitter banned it. Because before that, it was fine. Like, before that, you could post whatever the fuck you wanted on Twitter. But like, it took the actual important people, right? Like the CNN, the MSNBC anchors, the New York Times journalists, to be surrounded by furry art. And not just any furry art, the more peculiar one. And then they complained, and then it got banned. See? You know the story behind the story. Because all of a sudden, right? Like, all of a sudden, like, they passed this thing. Like, it was kind of bizarre, you know? Like, oh, well, Twitter takes a firm stance against these types of drawings. And I was like, well, where did it come from, right? Because, like, why didn't you take that stand before then? Like, what happened at that moment that made you think that is a problem? And then I found out. It's like, oh, so all the Tumblr artists went to Twitter. I see. Naruhodo intensifies. Tumblr was such a psyop. I don't think so. Medicare Deviant series was great. Yeah, it was. Back in the time where most people didn't even know that this level of craziness can exist, let alone multiply. But it is what it is. What can you do? Echo Chamber V, we all think the same and always agree with V. Yeah, oh my fucking god. Like, that guy was probably never on any of my live streams. Not even once. I mean, the reason I call myself a centrist, by the way, is that there's both left-leaning people disagreeing with me and right-leaning people disagreeing with me. I mean, I got so many people on both fucking sides, so clearly I must be in the fucking center. You know, like, there's people complaining that I'm not right-wing enough, that I don't talk about the USS Liberty or whatever the fuck. And then there's people on the left that are complaining that I talk about lowering taxes and considering the option of not making gas illegal. What can you do? It's not even like fence sitting. Like, I really hate the thing. It's like fence sitter. It's like you don't pick a side. No, that's not it. Like, just because you're not into identity politics doesn't mean you're on the fence. No, like, you have very strong and firm arguments. Like, for example, my mantra is leave me the fuck alone. Like, people are more productive when left the fuck alone. Just leave people the fuck alone and you're going to see that your society becomes a lot great. Don't leave people the fuck alone and then, well, the economy crashes. People are miserable. The very fact that some bureaucrat or activist knows what's better for me when they don't know my fucking name and will never give me any money if I'm stuck in a ditch is offensive. Like, I'm literally offended whenever I hear someone like talk about what should I do or what's better for me. Now, of course, it's different if it's a friend, if it's a relative, if it's my mother. Okay, yeah, like that's a different conversation. But when it's some twat that doesn't know who I am and already starts giving me life advice, no, they can fuck off. And I'll tell you this, chat. I'll tell you this. Like, the activists, you know what they fear the most? You telling them to fuck off. Like, the fuck off is such a powerful phrase, and I'll tell you why. You will never tell a person to fuck off if they legitimately have a reason to talk to you like that. Okay? Like, you're not going to tell fuck off to your mother because you want to have a relationship with your mom. You're not going to tell that to your boss because your boss is going to fire you, right? So he has a right to tell you how to do your job because he's your boss. You're not going to tell your friend. But if it's some random twat, which you've never heard about, and they're like, oh, well, you need to blah, 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 fuck off. Right? So that is why it's such an important litmus test, whether or not you should use this phrase. The moral busybody, yes. Anyway, I'm an independent. It's by chance we agree. Well, I don't know, like, the thing with being a centrist is probably defined by the fact that you have left-leaning ideology and you have right-leaning ideology. And at the end of the day, that's pretty much how things should be. Like, I kind of reject the concept that everything needs to be in a box. Like, for example, the left right now. They're very strong on the issue with trans kids, right? Like, they believe that children under the age of 16 can decide for themselves whether they're trans or not. In my personal opinion, I disagree with that. As I said, if kids under the age of 16 were to actually decide about their lives, the world would be full with pirates and Disney princesses. So no, I think, like, under the age of 16, the parent is the one that should be making decisions. I mean, regarding anything. But anyway, right, that's not the point. So the left, they're very strong on this controversial issue. But, like, if you're a person who doesn't believe that, they will ostracize you from the left. Okay? So, you can be a person that, like, for example, believes, okay, well, I want welfare. I want public health care. I want, like, other leftist things. But because you're not with them on board on this particular issue, they're like, well, you can't be a leftist. And I'm like, isn't that a little bit mentally deficient? Like, the same with J.K. Rowling, right? Like, she's on board with every leftist program, but she's a TERF, so she can't be left. What can you say? It's ridiculous. Like, people aren't like this. Like, this whole concept that, well, politics is like a box, and you have to agree with the entire package. It's kind of like when you want to get the cable for a channel, and they force like 100 other channels up your ass, and they charge you $50 for it. You know, it's like, or like you want to get a phone, and they make you have a subscription for the phone for like 10 years. It's like, stop. Just no. Anyway, let's go down with the article that I promised people we shall discuss. My relationship with your other was important. Cameron, why are you being like this? You being like this? I'm, by the way, I'm still trying to convince Pippa to sell her teeth. Like, she extracted them. And I'm curious, like, for how much would VTuber teeth sell for? So for those of you who are unaware, like Pipkin Pippa, VTuber, right? Like, yeah, I'm pretty sure you guys know who she is, because she's kind of famous in this sector. Like, she's famous in the sector. She went to the dentist, and she had 2 rotten teeth being extracted. And my suggestion, and I'm trying to persuade her to sell those teeth. I want to see how much people on the internet would pay for them. And the message, like the motto on selling the teeth should be, with enough time and money, you too can build your own bunny. Like that's what she should do. You know, like, sell the teeth. You may ew, and I agree with you. Like, I ew as well. I'm not the one that's the targeted demographic here. Like, I'm not going to be the one interested in acquiring them. But there are going to be people which will desire to have the VTuber teeth. And if she makes an auction, they might go for an interesting price, which I am dying of curiosity to figure out what it is. I think it's going to go for more than $1,000. And again, you know, collectible edition. With enough time and money, you too can build your own bunny. I'm telling you, it would be good business. What's someone going to do with a rotten tooth? You're talking about the internet, okay? Like, from her mouth to someone else's. I am willing to bet that's going to happen. Like, you're going to see pictures being taken with people doing very interesting things with those teeth. But, you know, not everyone wants to make money like I do. If I was an anime girl with a decent enough following, I would definitely not miss the opportunity. She would be, build your own VTuber. That's how I would sell it. Build your own VTuber, right? Like, you start with the teeth, and then you move down from that. I don't know, toenails. I mean, like, there's a lot of other things. I just realized, like, she can pay for her own dental work by doing that, right? Like, she can pay for her own dental work, chat. Someone need to pitch this to her, you know? Like, I already tried. And she told me no bully. So I can't bully after being told no bully. But, like, you guys weren't told not to bully. So just, you know, like, try pitching this business proposition. It's like, hey, Pippa, do you still have them? Because I'm willing to buy. Yeah, I personally am willing to document. Like, that's what my interest is. Like, I want to be the documentarian. To find out how much are people willing to pay. And then the next question that, of course, should be answered, what are they willing to do with it? Like, okay, you have the tooth. Then what? You know, like, that is another philosophical question that needs to be answered. Clone a VTuber from their teeth? Do we have the technology? Can we clone her, chat? Anyway, right. V isn't an anime girl. Unfortunately not. Anime girl do not have tooth decay. Is there a single anime girl with tooth decay? I don't think so. I can't think of any. But then again, like, chat is always willing to surprise me. Like, last time I said there are no anime girls which had abortions. And chat proved me wrong. So I assume there may be. China has the technology. Okay. But no, it's actually what the capitalists want, right? Like, everything is worth what its purchaser would pay for. $50 for the picture on the wall behind you? Like, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to just, like, move the camera so you can see it? Is this what you want? I mean, I can do that. You don't have to give me $50, but, you know, I would appreciate if you on a website. I had to get it because these types of pictures, they work really well with the acoustics, right? So if you have the wall covered with pictures like that, then you don't get a lot of echo. So that's why the picture is there. It's not necessarily that I particularly like. Well, I mean, it does add to the decorum, so. Anime girl toenail clippings, $150 per gram. Wasn't there like that lady which was selling her farts? And I gotta say, like, she was very dedicated to her craft because she was actually genuinely selling her farts. Because at that point, you know, like, you can just have an empty jar and you can claim your fart is in there. How the fuck would they know? You can just eat something nasty and then just blow air into the jar and, like, how would they know? How would they know, Chad? They don't know. They're not going to know, so... You know, have a cat takes a shit and then you scoop it up with the jar. But no, like, she was dedicated to her craft. Like, she cared about customer satisfaction. And she actually did fart in those jars and then she got sick. Yeah, she ended up in the hospital because she was greedy. Like, she couldn't just do 1 or 2 jars a day. She was doing a lot of jars. In which case, a smart business person would just increase the price. I mean, like, if you have something that you want to sell, and you have more buyers than you have the thing you want to sell, you increase the price. Like, that is the normal thing to do. But she didn't want to do that. She ended up in the hospital. Wasn't that the same one that put light bulb in the mouth? No, that is Belle Delphine, and she experienced some really nasty discomfort. Okay, like there are pictures that I cannot show on YouTube. She did put a light bulb in her mouth because she heard that once you put the light bulb in your mouth, you can't pull it out. Turns out she couldn't pull it out, and unfortunately it broke. And then she took a picture with her bleeding. Now, it could have been fake. You know, like, it could have been faked, but I guess we will never know. What in the hell does a man go to when he needs farts from an internet woman? Man, you're asking me, you know, you're like my fucking editor now. Honest to God, like my editor from the Lotus Eaters. I spoke about him yesterday. Like, he wants me to find the conclusion. You know, like, I will write an article and I will say something like, there's this woman on the internet which is selling her farts. And he goes like, okay, but what is the conclusion, V? Like, can you write a conclusion to that? And I'm like, how the fuck am I supposed to do that? I don't know. I'm not the one purchasing that. I don't know why people do it. Okay, like, I don't know why people are... Why do you ask me for a fucking conclusion? I just report on what the fuck happened. I can just tell you, okay, well, this happened. This transpired. What do you want me to do about it? Like, write a conclusion. I can't write I don't know. I legitimately do not know. Just say it's weird. That's another thing. Like, isn't that a fucking dumb conclusion? It reminds me of the fire challenge. The fire challenge was something which went on YouTube, and it involved people setting themselves on fire. The most dumb thing that I have ever seen. And some people died, and others landed in a hospital, okay? And then you had people in the media saying, oh, it is such a dumb thing to do. That is so dangerous. That is so dumb. And I'm thinking, like, do you not think we know that? Like, yeah, it is dumb. But, like, do you need to have the CNN anchor to tell you that in order to realize that it is very dangerous and it is incredibly stupid? Like, you know, everyone was, like, showing that. It's like, oh, they're so bad. They're so dangerous. And I'm thinking, like, yeah, you don't need to tell me the obvious. Why don't you fucking tell me that the water is wet? Holy shit. Well, it's kind of like... I guess the people who did it didn't expect to get that burned, and most people do it for money, you know? Because, like, when you're on a social media website, you do it for clout. Clout equals money. So those people were doing it for internet fame and getting rich. Still dumb, though. Like, no money is worth it, okay? Like, no money is worth you being scarred for life. It is absolutely ridiculous. God, can I finally get to the TikTok vabbing? I don't know how to do my live streams, chat. I don't fucking have a clue. Like, most of my live streams are 1 hour long, and I have to talk about other subjects. How do I put the title? How do I title my live streams? It's so fucking difficult. Because I don't know what I'm going to be talking about. Shut the fuck out, no pants, baby. The water is fucking wet. It just... And what is it when, like, what is when it's like with the molecular structure of... Shut the fuck up. Smart ass. Every single time. I can't believe... Like, any esoteric thing you say, the chat will be like, no, actually, it's not fucking wet. It's like, one day I will find a subject that the chat is not going to know what to add. Like, I will bring you some esoteric trivia that you guys are not going to be able to contribute and question me about it. TikTok users are vabbing, wearing their vaginal juices as perfume to activate their natural attraction. A scientist, I love it, a scientist. One scientist. Oh, well, it's not the consensus now, is it? Fucking hell. Of course it doesn't make any sense. Like, who enjoys the smell of the bazooka? Right? Like, no one enjoys the smell of the bazooka. Like, when your bazooka smells, you need to take a shower. You dirty fuck. Like, it is the same thing. It's like, oh, well, it's pheromones. It's like, no, okay, it's not. Are you a doctor? Do you think we learned this shit in med school, you twat? Do you think this is what, like, med students learn at med school? Do you think we had, like, a teacher coming up, like a university professor which studied medicine for at least 20 fucking years and then told us, it's like, all right, listen up, kids. Okay, the smell of the vagina is like, no one does that. No one fucking does. Like, this is not being taught at med school, okay? What is the bazooka? Figure it out. What does one even do with girls fart in a jar? Well, I'll tell you what I would do. I would light a lighter and then open the jar and go like... Chat knows all, just accept that? Oh, I guess. Some TikTok users are wearing their vaginal secretion as do-it-yourself perfume after hearing the trick can boost sexual attraction. See, this is where a CNN actor will be like, oh, that is disgusting. That is disgusting. I don't need to say it. Like, I just read it. Alright? Like, why not go into a fish market? By the way, do you think a blind lesbian would get moist if she enters a fish market? I'm just curious, like, asking for a friend. The trend called vabbing became fodder on TikTok after user Mandy Lee shared a now-deleted video endorsing the... Why did she delete it, though? I mean, she should be proud. I would be fucking proud. I don't care. Like, I started a trend. I don't care it's about that. Look, a trend is a trend. Clout is clout. Who the fuck cares? It gained more than 1 million views and comments from longtime vabbing fans who suggested for date nights and job interviews. Holy fucking shit. Man, like... I had many exes in my life. I can't say that the smell of the vagina is beautiful. At best, it can be... like preferably it doesn't smell. Alright? Like, preferably, after she bathes, it doesn't smell. But I've never like, oh my god, it's so good. No. Ever. I guess, you know, like, you can make the argument that the sweat of your partner may be pleasant, but not like all sweat. For example, if you happen to have a girlfriend, okay, I'm addressing the people that are lucky in the room. When you go to the gym, right? And you come back home from the gym and you're a little sweaty. Women like that. And there was also an experiment where men were asked to have a shirt on for 2 days in a row and not take it off. And then they put the shirt in a jar. And they asked women to smell 4 different jars and say which smell they liked the most. And then when they saw the guys, they also picked visually the same guy that they liked the smell from the shirt. And scientists concluded that, okay, well, this is to help the brain, right? Because smell is important, is to help the brain figure out the compatibility with the significant other, I would suppose. But it wasn't the bazooka smell, okay? Like, it wasn't, no. It was like just, like fresh sweat, I guess. The manly musk, yes. A blind man walks past a fish market. Ah, good morning, ladies. Oh, I see what you did. This isn't the first time vabbing made the headlines. Apparently, the curse started in 2019, where an expert from sexology, okay, a schizo, recommended vabbing and shared her personal experience, saying that she's done it for 15 years. The thing is, like, I don't even know if the smell would permeate, to be honest. Like, I mean, it would probably last for 2 minutes. It's more like a placebo. Like, I suppose it's belief magic. Like, if the person genuinely believes that it's going to help them, maybe they get the self-confidence. It's fucking just fucking ew. Since then, perfumes that promise to boost a person's pheromones chemical signal common to a particular species have hit the market. There's no scientific evidence that vabbing or pheromone power scents work for humans. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I genuinely don't know the science behind pheromones, but given the fact that humans aren't bloodhounds, I tend to think that it's not very effective. Like, I think that humans are more likely attracted to visual stimuli than, like, pheromones. And even then, like, if you want, just get a perfume. Like, why not just buy a perfume that smells nice? Because, yeah, like, it's true. If you find someone that smells nice, you're more likely to be attracted to them. But there are perfumes for that. Why would you? Oh, my fuck. I think these are people that are narcissists, right? So it's like, oh, well, my odor is so attractive. It is so appealing that it's going to persuade the significant other in giving me l'attention. Americans, I swear to God, like, you will not see this shit in Eastern Europe. Like, it's for some reason I'm looking at this and the first thing that I'm thinking is California. Yeah, like, it's, I don't know why. Because of limited research, pheromones have no particular medical use. But here's something else. Like, if you legitimately had, like, pheromones that drive women crazy. Like, let's say they discover a perfume that makes women moist. Feminists would be livid. Like, they would be like, it's rape culture. And I don't know, like, if it would be or not. I mean, it would probably be the same, like, if a woman has a big revealing cleavage. Right? Like, she dresses provocatively in order to provoke. Like, that. Well, that's why it's called provocatively. So, like, she would walk around provoking men, right? In the hopes that the man she likes is going to approach her. So the question is, like, would you... Like, if you were to have a perfume that would drive women wild, would that... Because I heard feminists, like, making the argument in various articles in academic literature, saying that, oh, well, like, pheromone-based perfume is rape culture. Oh, interesting. Naruhodo. But it's also different than a love potion, right? Like, the love potion would probably be the date rape drug. I do agree with that. Like, if you go to an old hag and she concocts a love potion that gives you the liquor, and if you give it to a person, then she's going to fall in love with you. Same with the love spell, actually. Like if that would be the case, right? Like you summon the succubus and you give your soul to her in exchange for the love of your life, your crush, to gain interest in you. Well, that would probably be illegal. You have to read Das Parfüm, V. The main character made the perfume so attractive, the crowd ate him. Jesus fucking Christ. Why I believe it's because of limited research. Pheromones found in lobsters. Mr. Peterson. Mice and insects have various uses and they're not all sex related. In rabbits, for example, pheromones allow babies to find their mother's nipples. Oh, that's so fucking cute. When it comes to mammals, finding these pheromones, their uses is difficult because they release varied smells. Wyatt said since humans smell different pre- and post-puberty, that could signal the existence of a sex-related form. Oh my fucking god, Chad, do you see how smart I am, Chad? Do you see my expertise without being an expert? There could be a confidence-boosting placebo effect with vabbing. So in other words, it's exactly what I said. I think one of the most attractive traits in people, whether you're a man or a woman, is having confidence, right? So if you're a person that has confidence, that is attractive. So if you genuinely think that if you smear the clam juice on your body and you're going to attract people with it, it increases your confidence as a placebo and it makes you more attractive. If I ever made a perfume or a cologne, I would name it. Dude, you'd get canceled. You'd get canceled. But and no supplier would want to do business with you. But it would be an interesting take. I like shy girls. Yeah, like the difference is that shy girls can also get men. But also outgoing girls that are confident can get men, right? It's not necessarily an unattractive trait in women if a woman is confident. If she's arrogant, then it's an unattractive trait. But like if she's just confident and you know she's being realistic about what she can and can't do, yeah, that's attractive. For men, being shy is not attractive. Like I generally don't know the shy guy that is very appealing and like women flock towards him because he's shy. So anyway, he said it's possible that the placebo effect can kick in. Since someone is taking time to wear their clam juice, the novel act could sink in their head as they move about the world and convince themselves to act in ways that potential partners could find attractive. I can't see it doing any harm, and it gives you some form of confidence, then why not? Well, I'll tell you why not. It's fucking disgusting. Like, the fact that you need to rely to these sort of cheap tricks is very bizarre. Like, you should ask yourself, like, why don't you have the confidence to date without having to rely to these? And secondly, if anyone finds out, I mean, again, imagine if a man does it. Imagine if a man uses his bazooka juice in order to smear himself and coat. Would that be pleasing? Probably not. I don't think the doctor, the expert, would have the same suggestion. Wasn't there like a lady? I remember that. It was a couple of years ago. There was this lady which developed yogurt from her vaginal yeast. And she was like very proud of it. Like the press wrote an article like, look, this woman made yogurt out of her. Americans, like what can I say? Anime girls don't do this shit, chat. This is why like people tell, well, you watch too much anime. Yeah, well, to get away from this stuff. Depends which girl. No, man, no, like it's... I don't know, like if you're that desperate, you know, like if you're at the level of anything with the pulse, then yeah, sure, but the thing is, all right, like this is the thing. All of these ladies on TikTok, they're young now, they're young, but they're going to have children, some of them at least. And imagine like seeing what mommy did when she was 21. I mean, I am so happy that we didn't have social media when my grandmother was young. Because I don't want to see my grandmother's Facebook profile. I don't want to know Like what my grandmother put out there, you know, what YouTube videos my grandma made and how she used to VTube and shit like that. Like, I'm so glad that I don't know any of these things. But unfortunately, our grandchildren will know these things. And the internet is forever. So, it is what it is. Let's put it like that. Yeah, literally, mommy this aged badly might be so... No, imagine your child coming home from school after finding out. And it's like, mommy, is this yours? It kind of aged badly, didn't it, mommy? It aged really bad. Imagine, like, okay, so you're a mother, right? And you do a lot of mistakes. And then you have to go to your daughter and tell her not to do those mistakes when she can see your fucking online profile. Like, where she knows what you did, and she's going to be like, but mommy, you know, like, when you are a non-binary otterkin and you are hanging around with the communists, getting arrested in front of the Supreme Court, you are championing the rights of minorities. Why can't I do that? Well, why don't you let me do that now, mommy? What is the Democrat that did the twerking, huh? Google Democrat twerking. I don't know if I can show it on YouTube, but Google this. Do me a favor, chat. Just open your browser. I think that should be the symbol of America. Okay, just Democrat twerking. It's literally and click images. It's literally the first one. Okay, it's literally the first. I think that should be the symbol. Oh, you know what? Fine, I'll just show it. I think there should be a new American symbol, chat. The Democrats were very upset that the right-wingers were mocking it. I'm not mocking it, by the way. I unironically am in love with this. Like, I think that this should be on every American logo. Look at this, chat. Huh? Isn't this so shikushi? Isn't this beautiful? Look at Tucker's face. Well, you know, like Tucker is struggling to understand. Senator. Struggling to, but this is just mwah. So this is a senator, and this is her election campaign. Like, this is why she wants people to vote for her. I hope she wins. No, seriously, like, I'm not kidding. I hope that she wins. Like, I want her to win. If she doesn't win, I will be upset. That is just the most beautiful thing that I have ever seen in my entire life. And I've been covering politics for quite a few years now. Notice me, senpai. Look, if you're a politician, like, you need to be noticed, right? Like, that is part of the whole job. That is how you get the votes. You need people to notice, so she knows what's up. I mean, she managed to get in right-wing circles. How many Democrats get into right-wing circles? How many Democrats do you know who they are and what they're campaigning for? You don't, right? But you know about that lady. I know what she is, and I know what she's campaigning for. Upside down twerking, it's a skill. I can't do it. Like, I would not be, like, she's got a lot of strength, chat. She's got a lot of power in her. I can't do the upside down twerking. I can't even sit upside down like she did. There's a lot of memes, by the way. I mean, let me... What is her name? Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. I can't find the memes. Google is hiding it. Let me see if I can find the actual video.
Where? Nip slips am I allowed to get on the 4th of July?
You already have 3.
So less about the angle?
And seriously,
hold on. It's so annoying that you can't find the original. You know what? Oh, the Young Turks is talking about it. The Young Turks is talking about it. Conservatives meltdown. What are you talking about, woman? This is the best thing that I have seen. Like, I don't think there's anything better than this. So, alright, here we go.
Vote Senator Mack.
No, it's amazing. Like
It is. I agree, Anna. Like we are in accord here. I can't look. It's on my table. I can't debunk this. Like it's absolutely true. It is amazing. There is no other word to describe this.
He's impressed by that. I don't know how people do it. And look,
I don't know either. Like again, like upside down. That is just wow. I'll probably cover this in tomorrow's stream because I don't want to waste good content, good material at the end of a stream. But it is amazing. A new breed of politician. My God, chat, I love that. Like the way you phrased it. It is a new breed of politician. One that America really needs to get through this difficult and tumultuous time. You know what? I would actually like that politician, the politician who twerks. I will tell you why. They're not going to print trillions of dollars and cause an inflation. They're not going to ban gas. They're not going to make your life more expensive. They're going to twerk. That is my favorite politician. Like a politician that doesn't do nothing is a politician that I want to vote for. Like literally the do nothing politician. That is the my God, if I were to campaign, I would probably do this. You know, it's like, look, elect me and I will do nothing. Like, that is my campaign. Like, what do you mean you will do nothing? Exactly that. Nothing. Nothing will get done. If you vote for me, nothing will. I guarantee to you, I'll get people that vote for me. Like, if I promise them a good time, it's like, what? So politicians, like, what do? Nothing. Oh my fucking God. When is the last time that politicians passed a law that you agreed with or improved your life in any way short of... The only thing politicians do in Europe is that they decrease my lifestyle, they come up with new taxes, they ban new things. Like, I don't remember... Okay, the last time politicians did something that I like is when the European Union was talking about canceling daylight savings. Like, that is literally the only time that I was happy that politicians passed a law. Twerking is inherently idiotic. It's not supposed to be smart, man. Like, it's supposed to make your pee-pee happy. That's what it's supposed to do. Check out Crowder's channel. It already happened. Oh. When do we have a politician who makes an OnlyFans? Oh, so that's what's on Crowder's channel. I get it. Why not? Why not? Anyway, right. Thank you for the super chats. And thank you for being here. I hope you like the stream. Maybe tomorrow we'll talk about the twerking lady. I loved it. Brilliant. See you guys tomorrow.